The clock hits 0, and Easton Stick slides down and throws the football sky high. The Bison storm the field in the return trip to Frisco, Texas. The trip for 6 is mission accomplished.
After a 6th FCS championship in 7 seasons, the Bison football team quickly turned the page to the 2018 campaign.
As soon as we finished the season the year before, we got back in January, and I think the senior class, wanted to set a really high standard. That first week of winter workouts with Coach Kramer and really set the tone for what our legacy wanted to be. And we had a really good group of leaders, and the underclassmen bought in. And so just kind of throughout the winter and then going into the summer, it became pretty clear to us that we had an opportunity to be really good if we kept working hard. And we wanted the legacy of the 2018 team to be one of the best teams that our program has had, and that was kind of the motivating factor throughout the year.
With 24 returning seniors, excitement and expectations around the program were at an all-time high.
We had 24 seniors on the team and a number of them on defense, and you rely on their maturity and on their leadership to make sure that the younger kids don't get accustomed of winning and don't become complacent, I think is the first thing. And then just making sure that we address the team. And I think that's one of the things that's been unique here at North Dakota State is we treat every year so differently than the previous. And the challenge to our kids at the beginning of the year and in fall camp was that this is the 2018 version of Bison football and make it different than what anyone's ever seen before.
The biggest thing is, guys, we have to win the Valley. That's always our number one goal, is to win the Missouri Valley Conference. And so I thought the seniors did a great job of leading throughout the spring, throughout the summer, of making sure that the guys knew that our number one focus was on the Missouri Valley.
The 2017 turned out to be a road to redemption for Chris Kleiman and North Dakota State football.
Not that time again!
High expectations meet the North Dakota State football team once again, and the Bison look to meet them head on. Let's raise another championship banner and usher in another year of excitement in Fargo.
An opening day matchup with Cal Poly would be the first of 4 straight home games. The Bison established early dominance on the ground, spearheaded by seniors Bruce Anderson and Lance Dunn.
Hand off, Dunn has the first down, lowers the shoulder, still churning, still pushing, he breaks through. Dunn, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, North Dakota State.
Obviously, we wanted to rush the ball well. You'd like to have had opportunity to throw the ball a little bit more, but the style of defense that they were going to play, we really need to try to impose our will a little bit, and obviously our O-line did a great job, and the running backs ran it really, really well.
We just practiced so hard, and just leading up to that point, it was just a long off season, and we just made sure we cleaned up a lot of missed runs or, what have you, missed blocks and stuff like that. So we just really grind hard, and we were able to showcase it, that first game.
Stick takes the snap, zone read, the give to Lance. There's an alley, 5, get in there! Touchdown! Anderson, the 40, the 30, the 20, Bruce! To the house, 86 yards!
No, you really can't ask for any better start than that. Just the first game of the season and just having those type of stats, that's a great way to start the season off.
The final, North Dakota State 49, Cal Poly 3. Horns up, Mustangs down. 1-0, never felt so good.
In week 2, NDSU welcomed a new opponent into the Fargodome, former Division II power North Alabama.
It's hard to know much about them, obviously, a new team from the FCS, hard to watch a lot of film on them and stuff like that. So we were just hoping we could take out any momentum they had early, especially them coming into our place. We know home field here is a little overwhelming for some teams, especially teams that haven't been in that environment.
One of the positives of playing in the Fargodome is you have that ability, the energy that is generated by our fans. Creates a situation where our kids want to go out and execute, and they play fast right away. They had 2 big wins, one over the 2017 Big Sky champion Southern Utah. So that was good. That was a positive for us because our kids knew nothing about North Alabama, but they did know that Southern Utah was a conference championship the previous year.
The Bison jumped on the Lions early, recording 4 first-half sacks.
Here comes pressure. Lopez steps up. Lopez is drilled. Nowhere to go. And Bruce leaps in there. He's in. Touchdown! North Dakota State. Bruce! North Dakota State 38. North Alabama 7. Horns up. Lions down. The Bison tame that Pride Alliance here on Saturday afternoon. With the homecoming festivities in full swing, a newcomer makes their way to Fargo for the first time.
It's always exciting when you get a new opponent, and Delaware, traditionally is a really good program. Probably should have been a playoff team the year before. They were ranked really high, and it was really our first, true test of the year.
We looked at some similar opponent scores and how closely they had played with the JMUs of the world, and we knew they were an excellent football team, and we wanted to get our kids cranked up because it was a statement game for us, a team that traditionally has been excellent, has won national championships, and we needed to perform at a high level to win.
Takes a snap, quarterback run play left side, Cook trying to get to the edge. There he goes, in there, end zone, touchdown! Easton Stick.
After the touchdown from Stick in the opening drive, sophomore Jabril Cox quickly matched it with a score of his own.
Yeah, jumping out of Delaware was a huge shock for me because I know it was a homecoming game. I know they were excited and we were also. So just getting that pick really changed the momentum of the game, made it 14-0 easy, and then after that, it was hard for them to come back.
A Robbie Grimsley interception ended the Blue Hens' second drive, and the Bison quickly jumped out to a 28-0 lead after the first.
Has time, fires down the seam, caught! Touchdown! Bruce Anderson! Stick looking, fires, back of the end zone, caught! Is he in? Touchdown! North Dakota State! Your final, North Dakota State 38, Delaware 10. Horns up, Blue Hens down. The Bison now move on to Missouri Valley Football Conference play.
The first game of conference play featured a top 5 matchup with conference rivals South Dakota State. And after failing to win the Dakota marker in each of the last 2 seasons, the Bison entered the week with a renewed level of focus.
Once that week came, I think the guys knew that it was going to be a great football game because both teams just know each other so well, but the seniors were really focused that they wanted to make sure that the Rock stayed in Fargo.
The whole week is laser focused. Not as many jokes are being said, more people are more locked in to the details. And having it taken away 2 years in a row and how they were taken away is just a bad feeling, a bad taste in our mouth. We had to get it back.
Here's the snap, they throw it in the flat, caught, Johnson, far sideline, walks in for a touchdown. But Christian looking to throw, now he'll run, has a seam up the middle, breaks a tackle, 40, angling, far sideline.
Honestly, we were in shambles at that point. We had some checks called. They came out with some interesting formations.
With the Jackrabbits on the doorstep for a second time, the Bison defense came through yet again.
Claps the hands, wants to throw it, fires it in the middle, picked off, intercepted, back the other way, Jalen Allison, far sideline, 20, 25, 30, now cutting it back towards the middle of the field, 30, and then brought down from behind by Jacob Brown at the 31-yard line. What a massive play by the senior from Papillion, Nebraska.
I see it, but I'm hiding behind the ref, so QB can't see me. And whatever they're doing over there, he came in free, so I just stepped in, do it right to me.
That specific play, I think half our defense was running one thing, and the other half was running the other, and just so happens that Jalen's right in the middle of the field, right where he's throwing the ball, and the fact that we were able to turn that around get a pick there was huge for our defense, and I think that set the tone for the game.
Set for NDSU, I formation, stick under center, play action, stick will throw, has a man wide open, Ben Ellison, touchdown, North Dakota State! Stick takes the snap, play action, wants to throw, has a pocket, throws it down the middle, caught Shepard, 15, 10, a foot race, 5, in there, end zone, touchdown! 41 yards! Easton stick to Darius Shepard, senior to senior.
The Bison responded to take a 14-7 lead into halftime. The Jacks would punch back with 10 points in the third, but an Easton stick fourth quarter touchdown would prove to be the difference.
Quarterback run play left side, has a hole, stick, shot in there, touchdown, North Dakota State!
It was our first, tight ball game of the year, and so we kind of learned what we were made of there in the fourth quarter, and like we expected, guys stuck together, battled really hard, and made plays when plays needed to be made, and it was a fun feeling, chasing down that rock in the corner.
To get that marker back, that means a lot. That was, we take it one day at a time, one game at a time, but to win the Missouri Valley and then get the marker, that's huge. That was big momentum even going into the rest of our conference play, knowing we had the marker and we beat a really good opponent in South Dakota State.
Stick takes the snap, takes a knee, and that's it. And look at the green and yellow sprint to the northwest corner to hoist that 75-pound rock, the Dakota marker. What a game here today as North Dakota State and South Dakota State play a physical 60 minutes of football at Gate City Bank Field inside the Fargodome.
With back-to-back rivalry games in the first road game of the year, the Bison faced a dangerous Northern Iowa team looking for an upset.
Moore in the open field, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. 8-yard line, Dunn takes the snap, give right side, Miller, stiff arm again, dives, is he in? Touchdown, Northern Iowa.
There was plenty of ball left to play, and the message on the sidelines, don't panic. Just because they're up 14-0 doesn't mean the game's decided by any means. We know what we had to make adjustments, and we know what we could rely on and what was working. So we just had to go back to that and just kind of fine tune some things that we're able to get back on top. Obviously,
our kids were on their heels a little bit. You and I did a great job of taking advantage of a couple mental busts that we had early in the game, and before you know it was 14-0. We needed to just kind of use our maturity and our leadership and the experiences that we had and settle our kids down and just get back to what we did, try to simplify our game plan and make sure that our fundamentals were coming through at the end of the day. And we did get some stops, and of course, our offense continued to help us and bail us out a little bit that game by scoring, in the 50 points.
Stick raises the leg, takes the snap, play action, wants to throw, fires down the seam, caught, Shepard, in there, end zone, touchdown, North Dakota State. Left to right, angling behind the backs. Dunn takes the snap, Dunn looking, hit as he throws by Jortheim, fires it, picked off, intercepted, Marquise Bridges, 40, now angling middle of the field, 35, lowers the shoulder to the 33-yard line. Marquise Bridges from the Twin Cities. Stick claps the hands, he'll throw, looking left, in the flat, Dunn, caught, trot in there, touchdown, North Dakota State. 2nd and 9, play action, Stick will throw, pocket collapses, hit as he throws, has a man, caught, Shepard, he dives, is he in? Yes, touchdown, Darius Shepard.
Yeah, it was huge. I think that quarter really showed that the senior class and the team, and there was strong leaders, people that knew how to handle adversity, and when plays need to be made, playmakers stepped up and made them. Whether it was Marquise creating a turnover on defense, on an interception, or Bruce, catching a seam route, making the corner miss and going 75 to really set the tone in that fourth quarter, and I think completely changed the ball game. So big time players made big time plays, and that's what you have to do when you get in tight games like that.
Dunn races the leg, takes a snap, play action, under pressure, stepping up, has a man open. It's Bruce at midfield. There goes Bruce in the open field. The 30, the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown! Stick bounces out to the left side, still churning. He's in there. Touchdown! Easton Stick.
We practice stuff like that a lot. It was just, you know, we kind of preach big time players make big time plays in big time games, and that was one of them. You know, the line up front, the guys selling the fake off, and just Easton throwing the ball, and I just made a routine catch and just go score. So it was a group effort in that big time play.
North Dakota State 56, Northern Iowa 31. Horns up, Panthers down. A great team win here today for NDSU. When you travel to Hanson Field in Macomb, Illinois, you face challenges right when the trip begins. And when you arrive, you're not going to find a large crowd or 100,000 rabid fans waiting for you as you enter the playing field, booing you at a crescendo.
It's almost that time.
Yeah, Western always plays us tough. We had to go on the road and go there. Had to create our own energy in a sense. Wasn't really much fans there. Bison Nation showed up though, so it was tough in the beginning, but we just kept prevailing and kept pushing through.
We felt like we needed to play really well, and as you know, it's always a challenge down. That's a long road trip. You fly into Moline, then you have to drive into Macomb, and the challenge for that game was we needed to create our own excitement, and you saw that with a guy like Marquise Bridges having a strip sack and Dan Marlette having the scoop and score.
The Bison started off with a 47-yard Cam Peterson field goal, but quickly fell behind the Leathernecks after a touchdown pass from seasoned quarterback Sean McGuire.
Wants to throw, now rolling right, far sideline, throws it back, end zone, caught. LaShore skied for it. Touchdown. Wallstrom, the fullback, now Robbins, power eye set, Dunn dots the eye. Handoff Dunn, it's a sprint to the edge, shot in there. Touchdown, North Dakota State.
You know, it just so happens we call the spear, and they're in slots, so Marquise is coming off the edge, and I mean, none of that's happening if Marquise doesn't get a great get off and he gets to him before he can throw it. And all I have is a running back, and I look back and the ball's in the air, and I wasn't sure if he fumbled it or not, but I picked it up anyways, didn't hear a whistle, and I kept running. And next thing I know, I see Robbie flying by me to go block the last guy, and sure enough, it was a touchdown.
Handoff, no, play action, Stick will throw, lofts it back corner of the end zone, and he make the catch! Touchdown! North Dakota State! And it's Darius Shepard. Stick takes the snap, here's the give, Brooks, good blocking, Robbins, there goes Ty, 10, 5, trot in there!
The Bison would score 31 straight points to pull away from the Leathernecks and leave Macomb perfect at 6-0.
The North Dakota State-Illinois State series has been one of respect.
Let's go, it's go time.
But the two programs have played some fantastic games and created lasting memories for both fan bases. Today, it's the premier game in FCS college football. From the Red River Valley to the Western Edge and all points in between and beyond. This is Bison football.
The Bison put up 279 yards and 21 points in the first half, with 3 rushing touchdowns from Lance Dunn.
Power eye set, Stick, hand up, Dunn up the middle, trot in there! Touchdown! Lance Dunn!
Definitely looking forward to facing James Robinson. Just some back I can finally relate to. Instead of being a quarterback run game, quick passing, this team was finally going to run down our throats. And I know as a D-tackle group, we were super excited to actually face someone who wanted to double team us and see what we had. So it was kind of a game where we could really put our effort into playing how can we play our block instead of just getting upfield and rushing.
Illinois State, another really good conference opponent, and they have a lot of talent. Skill players, big guys up front. It's kind of a chess match. Where can you win one-on-one matchups? Where can you gain leverage on defensive fronts and getting into the right play call? So it's a little bit of a chess match, and at the end of the day, our players won a little bit more one-on-ones, and that was big to beat a really good opponent in Illinois State.
The Bison gave up 2 touchdowns, but would score once more to hold off Illinois State 28-14. The Bison moved to 4-0 in Missouri Valley play.
Play for your brother. Play for the guy next to you. That's what it's all about, guys.
The Bison would have to travel to Vermilion to play a high-tempo offense in South Dakota.
Well, you know, anytime we're defending a no-huddle team, we try to simplify our game plan a little bit, and that requires me to just narrow down the calls that we can utilize when they're trying to get into a tempo situation, and just try not to put our kids in a situation where we have mental busts, because we preach over and over that the reason why teams go into no-huddle mode is not because they're fundamentally better, but they want to get you out of position, get you kind of reeling, not communicating, and that gives up the big play.
Brooks cuts it up. There goes Ty. 30, 25, 20. There he goes. Trot in there. Touchdown. Ty. Brooks to the house. 5 wide receivers. Stick takes a snap. Fires down the seam. Caught. Touchdown. Ben Ellefson. The final. North Dakota State 59. South Dakota 14. Horns up. Coyotes down as the Bison dominant to 8-0.
NDSU returned home with a chance to clinch at least a share of its 8th straight Missouri Valley title against a dangerous Youngstown State team.
Yeah, Youngstown State, we knew it was going to be a slugfest. We knew Bo Pelini, Coach Bo Pelini, he plays us hard every year. It doesn't matter what the record is and how the season's going. When you play them, it's like you're 0-0.
Splits, good snap. Here they come, they block it. It's blocked, and the ball is loose near the 10, and recovered by Youngstown State at the 12-yard line.
After 3 drives, the Bison were held scoreless until the second quarter, when Easton Stick found Lance Dunn on a 30-yard touchdown pass.
Now St. Cyrin in motion towards the wing. They fake a toss left side. Mays will throw, steps up, taking a deep shot down the field, looking for Braswell, makes an unbelievable catch at the 35-yard line.
Youngstown State threatened late in the second quarter and eventually spiked the ball with 7 seconds left on the clock.
I thought they had the first down too, and as soon as he spiked it, I looked over and the chains hadn't moved, and I was like, oh, well, this is a turnover, and it's unfortunate for them, obviously, but it was great for us because they did have a drive going, and I think if they would have scored there, it'd be a whole different ball game.
Mays all over the backfield, McCaster in motion right to left. They fake the jet sweep. Mays will throwing towards the end zone, caught, touchdown.
Youngstown State would come back to tie the Bison going into the fourth quarter.
Quarterback sneak, Stick trying to sneak it. He leads, he's close. Is he in? He's in there! Touchdown! Easton, Stick! And Stick has given the Bison the lead. Right middle, 36-yard field goal by Peterson. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it is good. The senior comes through to creeping towards the line. Here's a quarterback run play left side. I don't think he got there. He's pushing second effort. He may have got it. Grimsley had him first.
I don't know.
On second effort, it's going to be close. Six takes the snap. Here comes a 3-man rush. Gets by Caleb Butler under pressure. Throws it towards the end zone as he's hit. And the pass is picked off by Robbie Grimsley. And he takes the knee. And if that's not a mic drop, I don't know what is. By the senior out of Hutchinson, Minnesota. The final. North Dakota State 17. Youngstown State 7.
The Bison traveled to Missouri State, looking to clinch the conference title outright for the second straight year.
Let's go! Bruce to the right, a Stick in the gun. Stick will throw. Stick lofting it towards the end zone. Has a man. It's caught! Touchdown! Dallas Freeman! Second down and 8 from the 29. 3 tight ends in the set. Here's a play action to the left to Bruce. Now Stick rolling right. It's a throwback, and he lofts it. He's got a man towards the end zone. It's caught! Touchdown! Ben Ellefson! Now Robinson motion left to right, play action, Stick will throw, wide open, Jensen caught the 30, the 20, the 10, Jensen in there, end zone, touchdown, Nate Jensen. Stick takes the snap, wants to throw, looking right, now steps up, eludes the rush, he'll throw on the run, pass is caught in the back of the end zone for a touchdown, it's Ben Ellefson again. The young man from Holly is having a day, and the Bison have blown this one open. It's 27-0, NDSU. Stick, play action, looking down the middle, has a man, it is caught, done, in there, end zone, touchdown! Stick under center, 2nd and 10 from the 14. Stick, handoff, Cofield, the convoy out to the right side, Cofield cuts it up, get in there, touchdown, Adam Cofield!
After building a 5-touchdown lead by halftime, the Bison would put up 2 more rushing touchdowns by Adam Cofield and defeated the Bears 48-7.
8th Missouri Valley Conference title in a row. And this year, everybody had their game circled on their schedule. Every football team had North Dakota State circled on the schedule.
Well, it was outstanding, but again, our kids had something to play for. They were focused. They knew we were on a business trip, and we needed to start fast. And we talk about that every week. Is playing well early, and then we'll start fast to finish fast. And kudos to our kids and how mature they are about being able to handle a road trip down at Missouri State. And again, we always talk about the biggest opponent we play is going to be the guy in the mirror.
The Bison closed out the 2018 schedule versus Southern Illinois, looking to send off 24 seniors with an undefeated season.
Senior Day is always special. This group was our first class, taking over the head job 5 years ago. It was our first full cycle class where we had a number of redshirt seniors. We had a few fourth-year seniors as well, and it's always an emotional day, but especially because we'd sat in on every one of those kids' living rooms and told them that if they stayed, they'd be champions, and if they stayed together, and that was a special group that did stay together.
It's unreal, and it's just an unreal moment when you're walking out there for that last time, and they call your name, and you're right there with Coach Kleiman, everything he's done for you, and all the fans are yelling and stuff like that. It's a good feeling, and you just reminisce on everything you've been through throughout your career, and it's just you realize it's been a really fun ride.
North Dakota State and Southern Illinois. Here's Peterson. The boot meets the ball, and we're underway. End over end kick at the goal line. Coming out, 10, 15. Oh, he has room. 20, 25, 30. There he goes into the open field. 50, 45, 40. A foot race to Quan Burton angling far sideline. 10, 5. Touchdown.
That's the thing. You really just got to step back, take a deep breath, refocus. At that point, there's still 59 minutes left in the game. It doesn't mean a whole lot. You can't let that affect you. We went out there and knew if we just executed, we were going to be okay. And it's sometimes good to have a little bit of adversity. There's a challenge, and so guys did a really good job staying calm. No one panicked. We went out there, executed, and we got the result we needed.
Stick, handoff, up the middle. There's Brooks, bounces to the outside. There goes Ty, up the middle. 15, 10, 5, in there, end zone, touchdown! 10 from the 40, makes a jet sweep, play action, Stick rolling left. Stick throws it, has a man, Jensen, 35-30, near sideline, there he goes, in there, end zone, touchdown! Takes the snap, Stick looking to throw, Stick has time, now rolling out to his right side. Stick throws towards the end zone on the run, wide open, Shepard, touchdown! Takes the snap, hand off left side, there goes Bruce around the edge, 15, 10, 5, get in there, baby! Touchdown, Bruce! Last 6 on the play clock, clap of the hands, Straub will throw, here comes Wagey, it's deflected and picked off at the 40-yard line.
The Bison scored 4 more touchdowns in the second half and cruised on to a perfect 11-0 record. The Bison went into the playoffs knowing they'd be playing at least once more in the Fargodome.
A senior day spectacular for the 24 young men playing their final regular season home game here at the Fargodome, and it was all North Dakota State. Mission accomplished as the Bison, undefeated in the regular season, 11-0.
I know the goal was to win the Missouri Valley Conference, but I also know, prideful seniors you guys are, you thought you could be perfect. You thought you could go undefeated. If you were able to challenge each other and embrace the target on our back, continue to dominate the standard, continue to raise the bar, all the things we talked about.
The Bison were set to face the winner of Montana State or Incarnate Word after their crucial bye week.
Yeah, bye weeks are huge here. The Missouri Valley is very physical, so anytime you can get a bye week, it's huge. I think this year we had our bye week really early, so we had to just go straight through the Valley without a bye week, but that playoff bye week was huge for us to get recovered and everything else.
Well, the bye week 1 just gives our kids a chance to get off their legs a little bit. There's a number of kids that we just don't even practice that week. I mean, we've gone through probably, I think this year it was 9 straight weeks that we played a game. We needed the Robbie Grimsleys, the Greg Menards, the Dan Marletts just to cool their jets a little bit and get off the legs and get healthy. And it also gives our staff a chance, one, to self-evaluate where we're at. Are there any tendencies within maybe on third down, or are there things that we're doing in the red zone that, offenses can scout and get a good beat on what we're doing. And then we have the opportunity to kind of look at both potential opponents going into the second round game.
After the bye week, the Bison would take on a Montana State team who would try to limit the Bison's offensive production.
Well, I don't know about for the other team. Obviously, our mindset is just every opportunity you get, take care of your business, win your one-on-one. And, our guys really did a great job up front, because that was another game that we rushed the ball for a whole bunch of yards. And the Rams really did a good job kind of paving the way for us.
I formation, Dunn dots the I, handoff Dunn, trot in there, touchdown! North Dakota State! In the gun, takes a snap, here's the give left side, near side, Dunn, shake and bake, stiff arm, 5, trot in there, baby! Touchdown! Lance Dunn! Bruce dots the I, handoff Bruce, picking his way through, has a lane, 25-20, there goes Bruce, 10, 5, in there, end zone, touchdown! Bruce! Dunn dots the I, stick under center, handoff Dunn, good push up front, there goes Lance, in the open field, Dunn, 25-20, 15, 10, 5, in there, end zone, touchdown! One to the right, play action, Anderson will throw, pump fake, he's taking a shot, down the near seam, Anderson picked off by Marquise Bridges at the 20-yard line. Here's the give, power play near side Brooks, there goes Ty, 20, cuts it back, 10, 5, in there, end zone, touchdown! North Dakota State will advance to the quarterfinals of the FCS playoffs, and they do so in dominant fashion.
A lot of guys on the offense we can choose on this one. Phenomenal day rushing the football. Where's Lance Dunn?
Well, it was important, but it was really easy for me as well, because I had such a great relationship with everybody on the team, and in particular the seniors and the captains. And I approached the captains first and just said, guys, we're going to get this out in the open, because I know my name's going to get brought up. I don't know what'll come of it, but I know it's going to get brought up. And so talked to the captains and said, we're going to talk about it in a team meeting so that we can put it to bed and focus on what we needed to focus on, which was the playoff run. And I thought in attacking it that way, everybody knew what was going on, and if something were to happen, it was going to happen. But I thought it was really important for me to be honest with those guys, and I've been honest with those guys for my whole time I was there, and I think they appreciated that.
With a media buzz around them, the Bison looked to remain focused on preparing for Colgate.
It was a challenge to our players, and it was said to our players. We routinely talked about that the best defense in the FCS was going to play on Saturday. We just needed to determine who that was.
Snap back, zone read, the give, Holland right side. He is cut down for a loss. James Hendricks flew up. Stick, play action, Stick will throw, has a man wide open. Caught! Touchdown! Ben Ellison! Knee-high snap, here comes the pressure. Brenneman's grabbed by Tuska again. Zone read, play action, Stick will throw, over the middle, caught! Touchdown! Darius Shepard! Brooks to the left of Stick in the gun, handoff Ty, get to Jensen block, there goes Ty, around the right edge, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Ty Brooks! Here comes pressure, Brenneman rolling to his left, he's grabbed by Caleb Butler and thrown down back to the 23-yard line. Takes a snap, now rolling right. He'll throw it towards the end zone in double coverage. Picked off! James Hendricks! 5 on the play clock. Snap back, here comes the rush. Look out, he's drilled! Sack attack! Greg Menard and Darren Tuska got to him at the same time. Stick rolling left, he will throw on the run, fires in the flat. Caught! Touchdown! Phoenix! Sproles! Two physical football teams, two great defenses, but the green and gold prevail here on quarterfinal Saturday.
Absolutely phenomenal job. 8 years in a row, guys. we played the semifinal. 8 years in a row. Everybody else is going through finals. At NDSU, you play football and go through finals. That's what you do.
I first just want to start off, and we said it in the press release yesterday, just congratulate Coach Kleiman. You know, on a personal level, he's become a very good friend of mine. I have a lot of respect for him. Certainly happy for his family, Rhonda, the 3 kids, and what a great opportunity. From a professional standpoint, he's earned this. You know, and it's nice to see, you know, there's always so much conversation or debate about FCS, FBS. At the end of the day, if you're a winner, you're a winner. And I think Chris absolutely proved that here in a lot of different ways. Not only was he a winner on the field, he was a winner in the community. And I'll talk about this a little bit.
I kind of saw you see there's some of the writing on the wall with things going on in the media and things like that. And he was, the best thing about that whole situation is that he was up front with us. He was straightforward. He didn't try to do things behind closed doors. You know, he was honest about everything, and that's something that I've always loved about Coach Kleiman. He's very honest with his players and his staff. And so the administration, you know, Matt Larson took care of everything. You know, he was open about things, and he did it in a timely manner. He brought in Coach Entz. He appointed him as, you know, head coach, and I thought that was a great decision. Somebody who knows the program, knows the players. I think that was the greatest or the best choice for the time.
Well, it meant the world. I can't thank Matt Larson and Gene Taylor enough for coming together, bringing both universities really together, and giving me the opportunity to finish this legacy with that senior class. And my number one goal was to those kids and to those 24 seniors and the rest of the football team that as a staff we were going to give them our best to have an opportunity to win a national championship. You just never know if you have those opportunities and how often those are going to come. And this was a special season with a special group of guys, and so I was so appreciative of both administrations coming together.
Well, I don't know if we treated it. We tried not to treat it any different. Of course, there was always the white elephant out there. But once Matt Larson said, you know, and came out to the team and said, you know, Matt Entz is going to be the next head football coach, it was right back to work for our kids. And I think the thing that showed up was we needed to trust the process, how we go about our preparation, and all the things that we do during the course of the week. Our kids just continued to do it, and they realized that those are the steps that we're going to put them in place to win on Friday night.
A chance for 24 seniors to cement their legacies inside the Fargodome one last time, with a hated rival waiting to tear it all down. It's the game we've all been waiting for. A trip to the national championship in Frisco, Texas hangs in the balance.
The Bison offense struck first, with 5 minutes left to play in the first quarter.
Here's the give, right side strong, has room, 30, 25, breaks a tackle, 20, there he goes, 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Pierre Strong Jr. from 30 yards out. Here's a quarterback drop the middle, great blocking, stick, 25, 20, 10, stiff arm, 5, in there, end zone, touchdown!
The Bison took a 14-7 halftime lead and came out in the third quarter looking to pull away.
But again, like I said, it was my favorite play, so I was ready for it. So I kind of went out there and they called it, and I was full of energy. I just all itching to get the ball, and I just remember, going down my landmark, and then it just parted. I mean, I go back and I watch film on it, and the blocks were absolutely amazing. It looked textbook. I just remember after that, the energy in the crowd was different. It had elevated to a point where they weren't going to stop us from winning that game.
Power eye, stick takes a snap, hand up, Bruce, he flies in there, Superman, into the end zone, touchdown!
We could feel them getting tired, and guys can feel that out there. The offensive linemen were on a whole nother level that night, and their energy was contagious. Guys were running really hard, and it was just one thing led to the next. We executed really well, and guys played so hard that to go out there and truly dominate the second half against a rival, to go to Frisco, and that was a really fun 30 minutes, and we wouldn't have wanted to end it any other way.
Stick takes a snap, play action, Stick rolling to his left side, stops, the throwback to Bruce, it's caught! Touchdown! Bruce Anderson!
Yeah, you know, you just want to finish it, kind of put them away so that they don't have any life left. I don't want to have them having any hope on the sideline or think they're still in it. You know, you kind of want to dominate and keep your foot on the pedal and on their throats. You want to make them kind of aware of the game's over. You want to finish the game in our hands.
Here's the give, Bruce up the middle, first down. Now Bruce angles near sideline, breaks the tackle, 20, 15, 10, foot race, 5, touchdown! Bruce Anderson! Cox a spy, Christian will fire it, far numbers, picked off! Rob Grimsley! Stick takes a snap, takes a knee, and the Bison storm the field and head across the way to the student section. What a week of emotions. 24 seniors, their final game. Chris Kleiman's final game at the Fargodome as the head coach of the North Dakota State Bison. Here we go, do-si-do, heading back to Frisco once again. The final, North Dakota State 44, South Dakota State 21. Puts up, Jackrabbits down, Frisco heads up. We're coming back, folks.
I appreciate the love and support you've given me and my family. And guys, people don't realize how much this group of people loves each other. Ain't anybody gonna break that bond.
People talk about how it's the biggest game in Bison history in the Dome, and I don't know, what the biggest game is, but man, it was a heck of an experience to be a part of, and just to go out on a win against those guys. I mean, no better way to finish their career in Fargo.
I didn't know we were going to have that kind of celebration on the field. We wouldn't have probably had that if we'd not gotten the win, but once we were able to get the win and kind of go across the field and saw all the fans staying and honoring our seniors, because it was the seniors' last time in there, I thought it was pretty cool to go around and just kind of wave and thank them for an unbelievable run. I put everything I had into North Dakota State for 8 years, and to have that one last game in the Fargodome against South Dakota State with a win was pretty special. It was really emotional. Going in the locker room, Coach Ince is not only a great football coach, but one of my best friends. And for me to kind of pass that torch to Coach Ince and give him one of the game balls, I thought was really important, because Matt's going to do great things there. The program's in phenomenal hands, and I was just excited because our guys are going to get one more chance to finish that journey.
NDSU is now one win away from an undefeated season and an FCS record 7 national championships.
NDSU has a chance to solidify themselves as the greatest college football program in FCS history. 24 seniors and Chris Kleiman motivated to end their story in fairy tale fashion. Who's ready to climb the final rung on the stairway to 7? Good snap, spot, here's the kick, end over end, it is good! And the Bison on the board first. After the penalty, 1st and 10 from the 32. Power play right side, handoff Brooks. Brooks breaks a tackle. There goes Ty. Has an alley. Brooks across midfield. Far sideline. 35-30. 25. Down near the 20-yard line. The first big play of the game goes the way of Ty Brooks from Fargo South. Done to the left of Stick in the gun. Brooks in motion right to left. Fake the fly sweep. Handoff to Seasport. Up the middle. Touchdown. Easton. Stick.
It was a great week because we knew we were going to face a really good opponent, but we all knew if we played our best football, we were going to walk away with another national championship. But once again, I just don't think that senior class was going to be denied. And then you look at the younger guys that had come along so well and developed throughout the year that they weren't going to have those seniors go out with a loss.
Good snap, spot, here's the boot, Alcabendez, the kick on the way, and it is good. Take the jet sweep, quarterback run play left side, stick around the edge, shot in there, baby! Touchdown! Number 2 on the day for Easton Stick.
Well, Alcabendez made one from 40, this a chip shot from 20, it's a fake! It's a fake, and it is a touchdown! Is on the fake, it's Jace Gilder taking the toss from the holder, Gunnar Talkington.
you just stay locked in and focused. Next play is the only one that matters. So for them to score, we knew we had to go back out there and score. They were electric offense. We knew offensively we had to put some points on the board. Our defense was going to do their job. They were going to get it figured out. Code Green always comes out on top. But offensively, we had to go out there and score, and it was just the next play, the next drive. We got to stay on the field. Got to convert on third down. Got to find a way to put points on the board. So it's just one play at a time, one drive at a time. We knew they were going to score. We just had to stay on the field.
Snap back, Barrier, play action, looking left, fires it down the near sideline. Picked off! Intercepted by James Hendricks. Back the other way, angling middle, 20, now all the way across the field to the far side.
27-yard return, his 5th interception. This one's picked off. On the next play, Stick gives it right back as Eastern Washington gets the football back.
Washington takes a snap, he'll throw, rolling out to the right side. He fumbles, the ball is loose, fumble! Strip sack by Stanley Jones, recovered at the Eastern Washington 25-yard line. The freshman Talkington, a huge mental mistake.
That was probably the most ups and downs I've felt in a game in a long time.
I've never been a part of 4 or 5 minutes in a football game like that ever, and so you just gotta ride the wave a little bit and not get too high, not get too low. You gotta just take everything in stride, and offensively, we know we have a great defense behind us, and so if you're not perfect, at the end of the day, it's going to be all right. They're going to make plays, and if they give up a big play, we know as an offense, it's our turn to step up, and so it's just playing really good team football, and it was a crazy run there, but you keep a level head, you keep playing the next play, and focus on what you can control.
Eastern showing pressure. They back out, snap back, Stick will throw. Pocket collapses, rolling to his left side, directing traffic. Lost it towards the end zone. Caught, Gifford! Touchdown!
Barrier back in the game, hands to McPherson, and McPherson is free! McPherson with open space in front of him, 75 yards, touchdown.
Stick, play action, rolling to his right side. He's going to take a shot, hit as he throws, home run ball, Shepard, caught, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Darius Shepard.
They had just scored on a huge run, a long run, kind of brought them back into the game. And then he and Shep hooked up for a 75-yarder or something of that nature, and it was a strike, and Shep then brought it home and went and scored, and that put us back in control.
Here the Eagles are, right here, ready to score.
Barrier trying to get to the post and will.
He keeps it himself up the middle, out to the outside, there goes Stick! How appropriate is this? 10, 5! Touchdown! And a championship nail in the coffin for the best player in FCS college football.
And just understand at that moment that was probably the game. It was a pretty special feeling to look up in the crowd and see all of our fans and going crazy and knowing that that's probably it, and we're going to be national champions once again. There's no better feeling.
The Bison storm the field. And there is no debate, no more discussion. Perfection for North Dakota State. The Bison win their 7th national championship in 8 seasons. And the 24 seniors sending Chris Kleiman off in his final game the way it needs to be done. The final score, North Dakota State 38, Eastern Washington 24. Hearts up, Eagles down. Bison football, the greatest program in the history of the FCS.
Shortly after the end of the season, the Bison got an unexpected invite from North Dakota Senator John Hoeven. The Bison flew to Washington, D.C. to meet the President of the United States, Donald Trump.
It was amazing, just getting to see that group of men one more time. I haven't seen them in a while being training in Florida, so it was real good to see the smiles on their faces and be able to experience that with them, and just knowing that the past kind of set us up for this success, and be able to enjoy that moment just with the coaching staff, with my teammates, and just getting a once-in-a-lifetime chance to see the White House and the Oval Office was pretty special.
The Bison football team has achieved something truly remarkable.
Through your grit, determination, and teamwork, you finished this season with a 15-0 record. But your biggest win of all was a stunning 38-24 victory over the Eastern Washington Eagles.
Yeah, what an unbelievable experience. Obviously had a cool opportunity to compete a little bit in Indianapolis, and then hopped on a plane and was back in Fargo getting ready to go to the White House. It was the first time I had seen most of the guys since Frisco, and so everybody's back together for the first time, and it was so much fun just catching up on the plane ride there, being around the guys, and then getting an opportunity to meet a sitting president, to shake his hand, go to the Oval Office, do these things that are completely once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, and just to know that there's a lot of people that have put in so much hard work and time, dedication. They've made a ton of sacrifices for this team to go and get to have that experience. It wasn't just about the 2018 team. It's about everybody that's played before us, that's really laid the groundwork and set a foundation for us to be in that opportunity. And man, I wish everybody that's played here would have an opportunity to experience that. And we were definitely thinking about them that day because it really is about what they've done for us, and what an unbelievable experience.
An amazing standard how to be a Bison, really, just whether it's in the classroom, whether it's on the field or in the community. I think we just show young men how to be successful in their life and how to do things the right way. I think that's what we left most importantly.
It was really good in the 60s, 70s, and 80s and so on, and it's going to be good long after I left, long after Coach Ince leaves. It's always going to be good because of the tradition and because of the culture of that program. And no, I didn't think it would be, but to think of 7 national championships in 8 years, I pinch myself all the time. And there's a few of us, I know Coach Gazer, Coach Kramer are a part of that 7 of 8, and it's a pretty special time and really cool to be a part of.
Continue to develop the program and develop the young men that come through our doors as new recruits, and seeing how quickly we can get them to buy into the process, to trust the process, because those things aren't going to change. How we go about our daily business is going to stay the same. I look forward to being able to work a little bit more with the offensive side of the football as I become the head coach and get a better grasp of what they're doing on that side. But who we are and how we've gone about our business, I don't think the outside fan is going to see much difference.
Hopefully, the legacy of that senior class is a group that continued to set a higher standard. There were really high standards when we got here, and people held us, older guys, Colton Hegel, Christian Dudzik, Kyle Emanuel, Carson Wentz, all those guys held us to that standard. And hopefully the young guys, on this team feel the same way when you talk about the seniors that, man, they embraced us. They taught us what it meant to be a Bison, and every single day, man, they held each other accountable and set a higher standard every single day at practice, in the weight room, whatever it was that they're doing in the community, trying to be, servants in our community, and so hopefully, people in our community, our team, see us that way as servant leaders and people that hopefully left this place a little better than we saw it when we got here.